Hello everybody, welcome back to Gran Turismo, but a brand new Gran Turismo game. This is my first Gran Turismo, which is essentially like a demo for GT7, and it's free, and it's PSVR2 supported. So, let's dive in and see what's going on here. So, we're getting a little introduction. There are 5 game modes to familiarize yourself with GT, but in order to play them, you'll need to go through the license center. So, we've got a bunch of things to play here, and essentially this is a bit of an onboard to show what Gran Turismo is like to people who have never played it before, and that's why it's free. So, we'll jump into the license center first and foremost. But essentially, yeah, this is fully VR supported, so you can go in and try the tutorials, the license test, stuff like that. Before we jump in and give it a look though, please feel free to like and sub to the channel, it's all appreciated, and the patrons and YouTube members who support this channel are all on screen right now. Anyway, let's have a look. So here you can pick your steering controls. If you want to use the gyro, you can, like Mario Kart. If you want to use the D-pad for whatever reason, you can, but left stick is my preferred on controller. Of course, if you have a wheel, you can plug it in, but I'm assuming if you've never tried Gran Turismo before, you won't have a wheel, so you'll just be using your controller. So that's what we're here with today. Now, if you'd like to use the right stick for your acceleration, or the X and square buttons, but for me it's R2, L2 because of the capacitive adaptive triggers. Going into the settings here as well, we should have all the same settings here as Gran Turismo 7, so you can go in and, you know, adjust your assists for everything. I'm going to change it from automatic to manual, and also we've got all of our PSVR2 settings as well. For headset vibration, I'd recommend leaving that on, that is very, very cool. So I think we're here in the Mazda MX-5, I want to say. And yeah, this is GT7, fully in VR, for free if you've never tried it and want to try it. There's a Marshall standing there with a camera. But yeah, this is the full models of GT7 if you want to see how impressive the game is and have never seen it before. And yeah, you can go and take in all the sights and everything like that, see what the game is all about. Obviously, if you've got GT7 already, all these maps, all these car models, they're all going to be the same, although I think you can unlock some cars through this, so if you'd like to do that, that's definitely a good way to, there we go, across the line to have a look, and you can choose your preset pretty much. So we'll head with expert for me, but on the beginner level you'll have all the assists on and it will kind of show you everything. That is loud. But yeah, as you go, you can see here, you'll unlock cars, and I think this transfers onto the full game if I remember right. So if you say, for example, in the bottom right, there's the Lamborghini Countach, if you haven't got that in the main game, or the Subaru in the top right there as well, then you can go in and you can pick these up in this game. And now we have our license tests available and everything like that. Lovely. So now, going through all these practice runs, exactly what you'd expect. You can pick from, I think, yeah, 3 tracks. So we have Kyoto Driving Park, pretty easy track, Deep Forest Raceway, which is another fun track, and Trial Mountain, which I think was the one we were just on, if I remember right. 3 good choices, kind of ranging from different difficulties there to kind of get your eye in, and there are achievements here, but they're not actual PlayStation achievements, so they're just achievements for this little demo. Overall, the demo will take about an hour to complete from what I hear. We'll jump in and do a little bit more in a second, but yeah, it's fully free. Here in the menu though, we've got Music Rally. This is probably my least favorite thing of the entire experience. Didn't really like it in GT7. Honestly, didn't really see what the point is in it. Essentially, it's just taking you around tracks while a music track plays. Races though, again, very fun. This will be the best part of the whole thing. And then time trials, again, if you want to get some hot laps in, there you go. But for now, let's have a look at our license test. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these start off very, very easy. So if we start and just jump in, we then just need to stop in the area that we're meant to. So here we go. And here we go, yeah, we're in GT7. I'm assuming if you've got a PS5 Pro, it'll be exactly the same. So let's stop in the designated area. There we go. And these will essentially give you a drive in a couple different cars and show off the game a little bit to you, teaching you kind of the basics of racing. If you've never tried Gran Turismo before, this is probably the best thing you can jump into. And again, we're in a different car now. To be honest, I think they picked some pretty good tracks to kind of show off as well to new players. They're very nice looking. I'm assuming with the Pro... Oh, there we go. Okay, we've got another car in the collection. And a new license test. It's very full on, apparently, with what it throws at you here. But yeah, I'm assuming the Pro enhancements carry over to this game as well with the reprojection. So if you want to take a look at that, if you've got a PS5 Pro, it's another one as well. But overall, if you want to see if you like the game, how it looks, how it plays, I mean, you can now try it for free. And to be honest, I didn't really expect Sony to come out with anything like this. I had no clue this was going to happen. There we go. There's the B license. But yeah, I had no idea that they were going to. Bloody hell. Oh, okay. Calm down, game. But yeah, I had no idea they were going to come out with this until they announced it. But I do think this is going to get some people on board with PSVR2 in terms of GT7, because you can kind of plug in, it's free, it's only about 10 gigabytes, so it really doesn't take up too much space. And you can come and see if you enjoy GT as a visual experience, at least. Because it is, I mean, I haven't really tackled this in too many of the GT7 videos, but it is a fairly different experience to games like, for example, Forza or The Crew or anything like that. Again, it's not the most exciting thing in the world for me to show off, because, you know, I've bloody hell, that scares me every time. It's like a jump scare. But I've played Gran Turismo to death, you know, I love the game. I'm not particularly the best at it, especially online. I try my best, but unless I have my wheel, I'm pretty useless. But I do really enjoy it still. I've got almost 200 hours in the game now. So this isn't the most exciting thing in the world for me, but for people who've never tried GT before, I mean, this is absolutely fantastic, I would say. And I mean, I doubt it was too much. Oh god, bit of head haptics there, just showing off the features. I doubt it was too like much of a hassle to get it running in VR, because again, it's literally just Gran Turismo 7 in terms of everything here, the assets, the engine. This is GT7, just a little demo, and bloody hell. So we have access to the races mode. We'll have a look at that next. The Sunday Cup, the Clubman Cup, and the GT Club. So a nice club, even cup. So it's kind of nicely divvied out. It gives you a little intro as to what these mean. They're basically just escalating in car level. And you can choose, okay, from the cars you've unlocked, it will essentially give you a little version of what you get in the main game. So some cars can't be selected because they don't fit the class, even though you've unlocked them, but some cars will, so you can kind of choose what you want. I think I'm going to go for the GTI. Also, the UI here is very user-friendly for new players, because if you look, it's kind of showing off the cornering and the braking, the acceleration in a very easy-on-the-eyes way, as opposed to the massive grid of information that GT7, the full version, will get you. So it's very user-friendly, and of course you get to pick your color. We'll go with a bit of a dark red here. And here we go, we're in a race now. And I do kind of forget, GT7 does have background music. Now what I would say is to go like this and go to settings and your sound and go to background music and turn it off, because ultimately GT7 is best played like this, with the engine sounds of the game. I honestly just found it a bit distracting and a bit like, I don't know, not tacky, because music is always a part of GT7, and GT is a series, especially the menu music is pretty great, but it just felt like the sound engineers on the game had put together like some wonderful car audio design, you know, they'd captured so much, and then it kind of just gets washed over by some rock music. And of course, yeah, when you boot up the game, you can choose to have your racing line on and your braking zone, so you don't need to play it in this mode where there's no line and you're kind of just having to judge it based on your brake markers and stuff. You can kind of tweak how easy the game is for you, which, you know, I'd recommend playing around with that and seeing what you kind of prefer. But I think a lot of people who are on the fence for this one in VR, this could sell them, because it is just GT7, just a little light watered down demo version of it. But the actual gameplay is the same, like all of this is exactly how it is in GT7, no changes, and we're going to take a P2 here. Lovely stuff, some nice passes there, no flying off the track. Bit of different music as well, I think, compared to the main game. There we go. Lovely stuff. Now I will show you a little feature as well in VR that's also in my first GT experience. If you head to VR Replay, you can watch your race back in VR. So there I am. I will say this feature is much, much better on the Pro from what I hear. You can't see it now, but there is ghosting on the cars in VR, basically. But on the Pro, I think that's alleviated. There isn't really any. But that's something to keep in mind, at least. But it still is a very cool feature to be able to watch your races back. There I go. So yeah, if you do feel so inclined, you can give that a go and go and watch your races. One thing is a little bit hit or miss for some people with Gran Turismo is the rolling starts. Now you can essentially customize this. So in the full game, if you do a custom race, you can set a grid start. So everyone's stationary on the grid and you all set off and you're all kind of like next to each other. But in GT, essentially races that are preset. Yeah, the races that are preset like this are rolling start. So the front runners are very far ahead, basically. And you all start moving, which a lot of people are not really a fan of. I'm not really either. But that's just kind of how it is in GT. But yeah, you really get a feel for it and how immersive it is to race alongside other people. I think this would be the point where you really get a feel for GT, is in these races. That's really where the bread and butter of the game is, you know? And I think, I don't know, a lot of people might head into the music rally and not really get it, you know? I mean, I was one of those people. GT7 opens with music rally if you're still downloading the game and decide to open it. And I don't think that's really a great intro to Gran Turismo. But it is a great intro to appreciating, like, the kind of... There's no gap here, but I made one. To appreciating the car models, at least. But when you actually get into a race and you see other cars on a waterfall there, that's lovely. When you see other cars racing beside you, you get a feel for the real scale. There's a PlayStation banner there. I don't know if that's in the main game. I don't think it is. I think that's been changed, maybe. Or maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. But let me know in the comments below if you've installed this. Did you even know it existed? It took me a while to find it on the store. It's not really been advertised anywhere. You kind of got to search around for it. But it is there and it's free. So if you got a PSVR2, if you've just bought one, try out my first Gran Turismo. A lot of memories of this circuit. I did one of my first online races here and I really tried. Like, I properly tried. I think I got second, possibly, or third. I think second. Because I kept heading back in. I just had one more race and I entered again and again and again. And I steadily got better and better and better. And it was a really good feeling when I kind of pulled it off at the end and I was like, okay, I got a podium finish. And it might have been the first time I got one of those. Again, I'm not a very good GT player, so when those moments do happen, it's very special. Yeah, there definitely is new music for this. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there. I've kind of shown off a bit of the game. Again, if you own GT7, maybe you don't have some of these cars that are in the game. Maybe it's a good way to collect those easily, because I think they might transfer, if I remember right, from what I can see on Reddit and online. But if you've played GT7 already and you're really in deep like I am, there's not really too much point to this game for you. But if you've never tried it and you don't know if you'll even like GT in VR, if you don't even like cars and you just want to give it a go, this is the perfect thing for you. So go and pick it up. It's 10 gigabytes, it's free, no money at all. And let me know how you find it, because I think this is a great thing for new PSVR2 players and new Gran Turismo players in general. So yes, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members. Their names are on screen right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you to them. As we see the Lamborghini Countach spin in the back, that's kind of the prize for for this little game at the end. But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in today. Let me know if you like the idea of games having demos like this. I sure do, and I'll see you all in the next one.